Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Brandon from Audio Addiction. Been posting a lot of reaction videos as well as, the atypical interviews. So if you haven't checked those out, would highly recommend doing that. But today we're gonna be listening to Picturesque's newest song, "Hopeless." Incredibly late to this boat. I usually pride myself on being pretty early with the Picturesque guys. However, just I don't know, it just kind of flew under my radar. So very excited to get into this. This is their new song, as I mentioned, "Hopeless." I imagine this is probably a part of maybe an EP or an album, if I had to guess, but not 100% sure. So very excited about that. Also, massive shouts to Jason at Engage again for sending this over. Apologies for getting it out later than I anticipated it to be. But regardless, still gonna be listening to it. It's been out for a couple weeks, guys, so let me know in the comments what you think about "Hopeless." But I'm gonna give this bad boy a listen. So very excited. I like this guitar part.
Can you even hear my voice?
Oh,
Is it sharp enough to cut through the noise? I'm sinking into the couch. I don't really wanna be here right now. Paint chipping off of the walls with no way out. The haunted house. Something is getting into me. I feel seasick. I'm not moving. These people don't even see me. I'm screaming, feel like I'm losing it. I've been tripping around in circles for a little bit.
I like the Spanish-esque guitar part, like riffs.
Nothing ever
Tight.
changes and you're stuck with it. Yeah, you're stuck with it.
Oh.
Am I the only one that sees a problem in a room with no doors, no clock, time flying? Don't remember how I got here, think I'm lost, now I'm stuck. Warped vision, feeling dizzy, hit the ground and wake up. I've been here before, bodies on the floor, cold shit burning up my throat, staring at the door, focused. I think I should go, buried
That
under
melody
smoke,
hits.
snowed in.
I love
I'm
this.
feeling so sick, maybe this is hopeless.
Ooh. All right. Switching it up.
I've been here before, bodies on the floor, cold shit burning up
Ooh.
my throat, staring at the door, focus. I think I should go, buried under smoke, snowed in. I'm feeling so sick, maybe this is hopeless. I've been here before, bodies on the floor, cold shit burning up my throat, staring at the door, focus. I think I should go, buried under smoke, snowed in. I'm feeling so sick, maybe this is hopeless.
Ooh, that was good. I like that. Guys, that was Picturesque's newest song, "Hopeless." I will say, if you're an older fan, you probably, I feel like you might not enjoy this as much. However, I will say, very similarly to their previous album, I would go into this with an open mind. I think this, at least from my perspective and knowing the band, ages. I will say that I love the way that they kind of went full into this song. And what I mean by that is that with their previous album, "Do You Feel Okay?" I feel like they were kind of touching on it. Like there was little hints of them moving more into that like pop, having more of that electronic feel to their music. And this is the next phase of Picturesque. I know, talking with them on camera as well as off camera, a lot of their musical influences and styles have changed over the years. And as much as, I love Back to Beautiful, always excited to see what they have coming up next, what they're going to be doing, what they're trying to integrate into their music. And with ever since they did that cover of Black Bear's Do Re Mi, there has kind of been like a musical shift in what they do, and then everything going further kind of has this mix of like alt rock, a little emo, a little trap, a little hip hop, and I know that that's a lot of what Kyle listens to in his free time. I think that influence and the way that they've kind of gone about writing, their more previous album, this song, Hopeless, it does feel like that's kind of the direction or the way that they're going to go into it. Do I feel like they're going to have more songs that are going to cater to that sort of rock, alternative sort of feel? Absolutely. Does this have more of a trap heavier sort of sound to it? Absolutely. Do I feel like it accentuates the music in and of itself? I would also agree with that. This kind of feels like the culmination of everything that Do You Feel Okay had, but just kind of amped up and turned up a little bit. Especially with that more like atypical EDM sort of trap breakdown part. I thought that was really interesting and a unique way of utilizing that within a song. Some of the melodies and some of the hooks feel very like, R&B, soul-esque, which is really cool. Definitely a vibe setter for sure. And the way that I felt like Do You Feel Okay was just kind of the stepping stone for this. This is just kind of that next phase as well, with the writing, because it just feels more integrated. And I felt with Do You Feel Okay, there were some parts where I was just like, oh, this is nice, but it doesn't feel integrated enough within the music. This feels like they took all that knowledge of that and moved it into this song and probably future material. So there does feel to be that growth aspect to it as well. I think musically, in terms of like the guitars, the drumming, the bass, it does work very well within the song. Though I will say that, comparatively, this has more of a sort of like trap and pop sort of stuff. A lot of those moments where you get the big hits, is where you hear like the drumming, where you hear like the distorted guitars, where you hear the bass lines. It does feel a little bit more subtle within the verses and even in the bridge, which is not a bad thing. I think this is a good starting point, and this one feels like they're testing the waters a little bit. There is something about it where you listen to the song and you listen to Do You Feel Okay, and you can kind of find that sort of middle ground between the two. If you are listening to them and you've listened to some previous material before Do You Feel Okay, this might seem like a little bit of a culture shock here, but I really enjoyed it. I think that I'm curious to see, what they have going on next. I do feel like Do You Feel Okay is, a really solid album, and I think they took um, a lot of risk on that album because there was something about it that when I was listening to it at the current time and listening to it, back again, more currently, I just feel like this is the next evolutionary stage for them as a band, and it's the stuff that I know that they like to write. This has always been something that, at least from my perspective and seeing them grow over the years, it seems like this is what they want to do and the type of writing and styling that they want to put into their music. So, as long as they're happy and enjoying it, like really, no matter what, I could say that this song sucks and they probably would still write the same music. So for me, it's cool to see that they're willing to take the risk and willing to do something different because their back catalog is so good, and to kind of do almost like a shift in that sort of way. It will be really cool to see, how far out they go, how far reaching the sound is going to be, how much more integrated it's going to be within the Picturesque sound as a whole. I think I'm pretty excited to just really delve into it a little bit more. Like I've been getting more into pop music. I've been getting more into that like style of like alt music. And so I would say this is a cool gateway band. If you're not a big fan of metal, if you're not a big fan of post-hardcore, if you haven't even heard of these genres of music, but you do like trap music, you do like rock music, I think this is a great song to start off with because it does have those moments where it is like that aggressive sort of punch to it. There will be that sort of familiarity to if you come from this sort of, hip hop trap background, or you come from more of the alternative like rock sort of sound, then you can kind of find those things. And I appreciate that bands are kind of integrating and using that sound in in unique ways, and this feels like a really good example of that. So kudos to Picturesque for putting out another fantastic song, at least from my perspective. I know that not a lot of people maybe people will agree with it. I have no idea, but I know for me, I'm always excited to see what they have in store, and I'm going to be very curious to see if this is just a part of the next release or the next wave of Picturesque, if they're just going to be releasing a bunch of singles, if they're going to be releasing an EP or an album. I'm sure I'll have the guys on again very soon to talk about that. But let me know in the comments what you think about Hopeless down below. Would love to know your thoughts and opinions on it. I know that this band has been pretty divisive over the years in terms of their sound, so I'd appreciate it if you went into it with an open mind and let me know your true thoughts on it, because I think that if I don't agree with someone, that doesn't mean I don't like them any less. It's just it's just a different sort of opinion. So I'd love to know your thoughts on it. But again, huge shout outs to Equal Vision, huge shout outs to Engage, and also massive shout outs to Picturesque. Love those guys so much, and excited to see what's going on next. So if you guys like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you like this type of video or you like how I go about things, there's probably a pretty good chance you'll like a lot of the other content here on the channel. So make sure to check that out, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.